Our guest speaker was born in Mthatha in September. He's born from Misty Mount. Anybody from Misty Mount? Okay. She studied her primary at Mthatha Junior Secondary. Now it is Mthatha Senior Secondary. By her time, it was a junior secondary. And then she proceeded to St. John's College in 1987. And she studied Standard 8 and then matriculated Standard 10 in 1989. And then she proceeded to UNITRA and then moved to Johannesburg. She currently holds a diploma in property development. Now, when you talk about property development, we are talking about addressing the social ills of people that have started families like me. If you're looking for a house, you can speak to her. She can assist with information on getting a house. She owns a property company, but a transformation took place in her life because she later discovered that she has got a gift of writing. She is single, which means the space is still vacant. She has 2 children. Is the founder of the company which is called Stand Your Truth. If you look at a banner that is on our far right next to the DJs, it is written Stand. That banner is carried by our guest speaker. She is a speaker. She is a life orientation specialist. She is an author. She is a unique person with a unique voice. Is an astute observer of contemporary challenges. Even though I knew the meaning of astute, but I asked her, what exactly does she mean when she says she is an astute observer? And she told me that when she looks at things, she doesn't look at them the same way as other people do. In her personal journey of childhood, she has been neglected, abused as a youngster. She moved through a failed marriage to a successful single parent provider. She lost her mother at the age of 13. She is a writer, a meditator, a poet, an entrepreneur. There is more than 15 pages of this explanation, but I have a short story about her. I will read it quickly. She is a speaker, an entrepreneur, a life orientation specialist, and author, founder of Stand Your Truth. She has emerged as a unique voice and astute observer of contemporary challenges from her own personal journey as a child. She has been neglected from a failed marriage to a successful single parent, and then she speaks of what she believes are the 3 types of self-realization. Number 1, self-love, whose tongue, find your truth, finding your voice, pursuing your vision. These are some of the things that you can think about when you think about our guest speaker. The word truth has been used for more than once in her bibliography, such that I am beginning to be afraid to start any form of relationship with her, because she wants people who are truthful around her all the time. She has traveled to different countries. Some of the countries, can we listen? Some of the countries that she has traveled to include Israel, Switzerland, Brazil, Australia, UK, and the United States, just to mention a few. Now, our guest speaker has already left South Africa. She is traveling all the way from United States. She is no more a citizen from South Africa. She is based in the United States, but has traveled only for being a guest speaker for St. John's, because she is also a former student of St. John's College. Good people, can we stand up and give a standing ovation to welcome one person, none other than Mandisa, our guest speaker for the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, consider yourselves. It gives us great joy and pleasure to see such a beautiful, successful, and very natural woman to stand in front of us. I wouldn't say that this is a motivational speech, but I would describe this as a parent who's speaking to her children. I would describe this as a mother who's giving words of wisdom to children that are still going from it. I like that she's a woman who practices what she preaches. As she has said numerous times that all the talking is done. Now it's time to act. I think that so many guest speakers that have stood in front of us and said so many words to us, but there's not even one guest speaker that has told us that the talking is now done. Now we need to act. Now we promise to work hand in hand with you to make sure that we pull each other out. I believe that our principal knows very well that we promise 100% help. And I believe that as we're sitting here today, looking so beautiful and elegant, we will achieve that 100%. The gift you are handing to us today in the form of a book, I believe that we could take it as a manual. As you have said that in your teenage stage, you would find your house that is shaking and your roof is leaking. But I believe that with the books that you're going to give us, that will help us shape and build our own houses so that they may not shake nor leak. I did not know that you were an ex-student of St. John's College. And I think I have to agree with the principle that a product of St. John's College as a very successful and educated person. And I think that Mrs. Mthatha here has proved us very well. On behalf of the class of 2015, we would like to present this blazer. As the next student of St. John's College, we would like you to wear this in all the countries that you're going to. Mr. Mthatha always says that he wants the school not only to be known nationally, but globally. I think that Ms. Mthatha will help us to be known globally. This is a token of appreciation. We thank you so much for utilizing your own time to come to us.
I'm not a person who really talks a lot. I do. When you say as I travel, I should wear the blazer, I will do so. I remember when I was sitting with subject critics and consultants in the United States, they were reading my program. They read it, and they asked me many times, did you write this yourself? And I remembered Mrs. Mthatha who taught me English. And I remember that without her, I wouldn't have been able to express myself. You don't know what this means to me, because that was the foundation of it all. That is why I say you take this seriously. And if it was not of Mrs. Mthatha, I wouldn't even been able to know that I could write so well. I never went to a writing school. I never did journalism. But those moments with Mrs. Mthatha has brought forth what is going to be the stand subject in South Africa. By just being able to express myself. I will wear the blazer with pride. And as I said, this class of 2015 should take St. John's College much further. And I'm here to do the work with you. Thank you so much. Is an organization that I started. I started it in 2010. Stand Your Truth has got 3 areas. It's got the books that you see. The books are the beginning of the story. And then it's got the Stand Your Truth platform. The platform, I am inviting adults, young adults and teenagers we're starting a conversation about solutions towards effective communication. We'll all agree that there is adults are speaking in their own space, young adults are speaking in their own space, and our teenagers are speaking in their own space. And there is this discord. And most of the time we find out when we leave our homes, it's either the mother or the father or the young adult or the teenager, someone is not happy. There's just something because of communication. So because of my own experiences as I grew up, I realized that no man, the problem is not that we don't love each other. I think the problem is that we are not communicating in truth and in love. We're always, there is always some element of fear, whether is it a child or is it a parent. I will make an example. I always do. I always talk about my children because it is safe to do so for me. We left this, when I talk about this communication between an adult and a child, I remember when we arrived in the United States with my children. I had no one in the United States. I didn't have any family, any friend, anybody. So it was me and my 2 children. The first week, my son had started school, and the first Friday of that week in the morning, he says to me, "Mom, can I go hang out with my friends at Starbucks after school?" And you will remember that I grew up in the rural areas here in Mr. Mount. So when someone say to me, hang out, I'm thinking, what does that mean? And we are in the United States and Starbucks, and I'm thinking, okay, Starbucks, I know that there's coffee, I go there for coffee, but what are they going to be doing, you know? And you see now all these fears are starting to build up. And the very response to that came out from me was a very sharp no, that my son, that is not going to happen. And he left for school, he was not happy, and the whole day I sat down, I thought, you know what, my son is not happy, this is the first time they're here, maybe he wanted to be with his friends. And I was honest enough with myself, because I sat down and I thought, you know what, I said no because of my own fears. It had got nothing to do with him. And I didn't explain that to him. The next thing that he's going to do now is that when he wants to go to Starbucks to hang out with his friends, he's not going to tell me. And what's going to happen is that if then the very same thing I'm fearful of is going to come straight to me. So when he came back from school that day, I said to him, you know what, I am very sorry. Let us have a conversation. I am very sorry. I said no to you, not because I didn't want you to go to hang out Starbucks with a friend, but it's because I am worried of the consequences of if something happens there. I'm worried I won't be able to handle the other side of whatever might happen at Starbucks. And you know what, we had this conversation with my son, and he was so open. I said, Mom, you could have just asked me, who are these friends? I would have given you the friends, I would have given you their parents' numbers, and then we could have just maybe called you every hour at Starbucks so that you're comfortable, you know, that we were just hanging out. And you know, from that day, I realized that, you know what, it is honestly not because that we don't love each other. It is because of our own fears that are really embedded in our souls, probably based on the experiences that we've as we grow up as people. So I decided to start this platform. But the problem that I had with the platform is that the teenagers who didn't want to chat when they know that the adults are there. So I created the chat rooms for the different areas. I've got chat room for the adults, and chat room for the young adults, and chat room for the teenagers, so that they are able to speak freely with each other. And what I do at the end of the month, then I collect all that information so that we can share it. Then I put it in a language that they're going to understand what the parents are talking about, what the concerns of the parents, and also take that information, their information to the parents, or the concerns of the teenagers, so as the young adults.
I've been waiting for far too long, darling, I don't want you to go. It's been a little while, I wanted you to know. Somewhere down the line, I got to walk it through the night. Doobie 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 doobie, doobie. So many dreams I wanted to find a way, my darling. It was your love, turn right and shine a tone. If I wait for love again, I never turn around. I need to know about the thing you say. So many things you wanted to let it all right away. Then I'll be saying now, doobie doobie, doobie doobie doobie, yeah. We say 94.25 radio station, we alive. We just keeping you entertained through a bit of a live entertainment. My name is John Dillinger, and I say bye 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 lovely. Excuse